Davi, baby. Eldest, esteemed guest. I am trying this again because I definitely fucked it up the first time, but I am a young 24-year-old male and recently out of a relationship, working on myself. Things are going well. And there is this girl that I work with who I'm not going to say her name, obviously, but she's very Greek.
Okay.
She is extremely Greek.
Maria Menounos.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of...
I work at the commercials before movies. Sorry, keep going, Aldous.
You know, more of an out there guy, and she's a more reserved kind of gal. So I'm trying to, you know, throw out some vibes, see how things are. She did get me a gift for my housewarming party that I invited her to.
Well, she's Greek,
but she did not end up coming to, but still got me a gift. And
that's nice.
I was kind of like, okay, all right.
Well, she didn't come, but she
That's
got
some
me a
good
phone.
vibes. And we talked at work and, you know, have good times and stuff like that. So she's extremely Greek. She's very reserved in terms of, like, she's not kind of a nerd. Basically, she's a STEM girl. You know how they are.
Sisters.
I know.
But
like,
yeah, brother. I just need some, like, game. Basically, my question is, like, can you put me on game? Like, can you help me?
You want me to put you on with a Greek girl I don't know?
Goddess, this fucking biddy at work. I don't know if that's like fucking speaking Greek to her or like cooking her Greek meal. I don't fucking know what the fuck. Put me onto some game, my guy. Also, side note, you're the fucking greatest stand-up comedian out of the DMV.
Thank you.
Fuck them other motherfuckers.
Well, you know, some of them are my friends.
Love you,
but
brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you for everything you put out. Much love. And
Thanks,
you
man.
too, Eldest, I guess.
Okay. I like how he ended, being disrespectful to Eldest and complimenting me.
I hope he doesn't get Greek pussy.
I mean, this is describing... My middle sister is a Greek woman in STEM.
Yeah.
Who is... she's not reserved in the sense... She's like very funny, very outgoing, but I would imagine she is someone who is more reserved at work.
Sure.
She's not one of these people that's like, happy Friday,
Of course,
like every day at the office. That said, how would I advise someone who wants to fuck her? Well, you were saying that he shouldn't fuck his coworker, which I do think is correct.
Number one. I mean, here's the thing, right? His question is, hey, man, do you have any Greek insight on having sex with a Greek girl? And it's like, first of all, no.
Yeah.
Like, we're just from the same country. Do you have any insight on me fucking an American girl? But, I mean, I guess I could give you some. And look, we'll give you some general pointers about that, sure. But it's a girl that you're at a coworker who generally you shouldn't try and fuck. And I have heard nothing from his retelling that makes it sound like this is someone who wants to fuck him in the least. Now, the gift, I think that's way more. She has some manners.
Completely.
And by the way, she re-gifted you a mug. There was a fucking vase or something she wanted to get rid of. You're a nice enough guy. And she was like, I'll put this in a fucking bag. I'll put a little bow on it. I'll give it to fucking whatever the
I
fuck.
would even say housewarming gift is like sexless. Like it is something.
Kind of is.
It's like something you do give to someone you want to be friends with.
Well, I guess it also,
I
what
don't
was
know.
the gift?
I don't want him to get Greek pussy, but I do think, like, I'm like, would I ever get any coworker a housewarming
Well, you're an
gift?
Albanian boar.
Especially if
You're a boorish Albanian.
Especially if I wasn't going to their fucking party. I don't know.
Well, okay. First of all, like I said, you have no manners. You're classless. That's number one. Now to play devil's advocate, there are two readings on this. One is that she is an ultra conservative, ultra like polite, really good, kind of reserved Greek girl who's like, oh, that's my work friend. I don't want to go to the party because I'm not going to go out drinking. What will Yaya say about that?
I have to go light a candle at church.
I have to go. Yeah, I have to go pray. But I will get him a fucking whatever. What the gift is kind of is interesting. Is it something that's easily regiftable? Is it something generic? Was there something that was even a little thought into it? Was there something, an inside joke? So there is one very generous reading that's like, she kind of likes him at least a little more than a regular coworker from that gift. Maybe, right? I'm more partial to the first read, but I'm open to that. That's the one sliver of silver lining that his recounting tells me maybe there's something. And okay, let's go with that logic, right? Mm-hmm. Well, then you just do it like anybody else you're interested in who might be a little reserved. You get to know her, you talk to her. Especially at work, it's not a good idea to, but if you're the kind of person who doesn't give a fuck about that, work's actually not a bad place to try and. That's why the whole work husband, work wife thing is so a part of our, understanding why it's having this big moment now, I think. I mean, great Drewski skit aside, I think like it is a little in the consciousness because that's one of the easiest places to slowly fall in love with someone.
I just went to a wedding of two people that met at work, and they're like so in love, and I think it's going to last, and it's great.
Yeah, you have lunches, you have little inside jokes, slowly over time with no pressure. If, again, you are not worried about the ethical part of trying to fuck your coworker who might not be into it at all, and then if it's someone you get along with and you both don't care about the job, it's actually a great place to kind of slowly, with no pressure,
I agree,
get to know someone, and that's really it. There's no riz, there's no secret here. Now, what do I think is happening? There's a girl you want to fuck. And there's, nothing else about her really, right? Other than that she's Greek, and a guy who has a podcast that you like happens to be Greek. So you're like, I know the secret. But in reality, I don't even know that you have a connection to this person. I'm not really like, nothing is like, I'm getting no alarm bells ringing right now. But,
Well, okay. First of all, I actually want to both of us had such a negative reaction to the whole fucking a coworker thing, and I'm actually doing a 180 on that. I'm like, it's fine. Like if
it depends what your job is,
like
whatever.
If you're fine with it and she's fine with it, then I don't want to be a scold. And I do agree, generally speaking, there's no secret to bagging a Greek woman.
Yeah.
But we could give him some things he could mention in passing.
Okay.
Like, guess what? Mention the Olympics.
Sure.
That's
true.
Like just.
I've been reading the Odyssey. I've read this great translation of the Odyssey.
Of the Odyssey.
No joke. If a fucking person that I didn't give a fuck about at all dropped that, I'd be like,
that. Well, that's what I mean. And I actually think
that would work on me.
I think he's maybe framing it in a more dramatic way than it needs to be framed. But ultimately, the answer to the question of like, how do you get in with any Greek person is just like express affection for Greek culture in any way, because that's all they want. Ask them about Greece.
Say, I've always wanted to visit.
Look up like an island that isn't Mykonos or Santorini and be like, I've heard Folegandros is like huge this year.
Right.
Be like, watch the one random Greek Netflix show and be like, it was served to me, and then I actually ended up watching the whole thing.
Liked
and
it.
It's really good.
I like that.
Yeah. So I do think, and a little goes a long way.
Yes,
but she will appreciate it. Her face will light up if you suddenly, tell her that. Did you know John Stamos is Greek?
Yeah. Uncle Stavros or cousin Stavros, of course. My claim to fame in elementary school. Yeah. Although I didn't like the prosthetic work they did on him, but I think like slow play it, slowly drop a couple Greek hints, try and again, I'm not. If you don't give a fuck about the job and you have any vibes and you're being respectful, that's fine. But where I will keep a little negativity about the fucking coworker thing is the second she makes it clear she's not interested, you have to fully drop it. Yeah. You can't like even bring it up again playfully like you might if it was somebody you went to like class with or something. Like that's when you have to drop it, because now we're getting into harassing someone in their workplace territory. But provided that doesn't happen and you're just kind of slow playing it, you're becoming friends, whatever. Then if she's like kind of this reserved Greek girl, kind of be very traditional about it and understand this is going to be a long play. You're not like, and that's where I'm like, is this what you actually want? Do you want a long, drawn-out courtship? Because I think that's the way you actually end up with this girl.
Watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding and then and then see how you feel.
But you're going to have to like slowly build stuff up over time. Make sure she's even interested so that you're not committing a crime, a workplace crime. And then like hang out outside of. She didn't even come to your fucking housewarming party. You're gonna have to get her outside of work at some point just to see if you have any actual, chemistry out in an outside of work environment. And then from there, it's like first date that's barely a date into like a nice, and then you kind of have to take her to like a nice dinner, ask her about a good Greek place, whatever. Like that could be good. Greek people love taking you to a Greek restaurant. And that could be kind of like a quasi we're friends, but maybe this is the turning point.
Yeah.
Hang out. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man.
You're gonna like entrap yourself into just learning about Greek culture.
Yeah.
And like and she, it's like gonna be like a comedy thing where she keeps thinking you're just interested in Greek culture. Like, well, we could go to Astoria and like explore the scene there.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds
Like
great.
I really like this guy, but he keeps asking me about
3 years
Greek
later,
stuff.
you're like converting to Greek Orthodox, but you're still not.
She's getting married. You're like, I know. I'm gonna be the priest that marries them, and then I'll say no. I'll take it off. I want you. But yeah, dude, it's just like anybody else, but sprinkle a little Greek dust on there, and you'll be fine. Very funny call, though. I really have no indication that they have any natural chemistry.
I know. This is a pattern. There need to be better written female characters in these calls.